Good evening, and you're very welcome to the Sunday Blame. New concept for us this year. We're covering a few counties. We done Westmeath and Laois last week. Short enough programme. And we're covering the faithful county Offaly this evening. Yeah. And with me I have a very famous Offaly man with me here, Mr. Barack Obama. Yeah. And
good evening. Hi.
And Queen Elizabeth herself.
Good evening.
You're very welcome, Elizabeth, and you were in Crow Park with us recently. And have you favourite moments in Offaly sporting life?
Well, while I am not very familiar with the games, my dear friends Lord and Lady Ross have kept me well informed of some of the great moments in Offaly hurling and football down through the years. And I have been really looking forward to my visit here. And I suppose my favourite moment of all time was when Silly Linan, his two great goals for Offaly against Galway in 1985.
Yeah, and Barack, yourself.
Hi, good evening.
Your favourite moments, anything outstanding for you?
Well, it's true to say that there have been some marvellous strikes in the Gaelic Association down the years. But I suppose this famous strike by Seamus Darby in '82, and of course Johnny Flaherty's fantastic strike. But I suppose I always remember Michael Dignan's famous strike against Clare in '98. And of course we had an excellent strike ourselves last week in Afghanistan.
Oh, excellent, been there. And Elizabeth, you know quite a few in Offaly, I believe. You're familiar enough with the county.
Whilst I would not be very familiar with Offaly itself, I must mention here that my grandchild, Prince Harry, was called after the great footballer, Har Donnelly. And of course, we cannot forget Prince William, who was named after the one and only Willie O'Brien.
Very good, yeah. And your own association, Baraka, which Shinron man, of course, sorry, when he goes. You're well familiar with us now, I believe, that you're toward the county.
Yes, indeed. We have quite a number of Offaly associations. Michael Kennedy, who played for Offaly in 1980, of course, he's part of the famous Kennedy dynasty. And Pat Troy, Pat, who lives in Washington with us. Well, of course, he's the uncle of the great John and Jim Troy. And then we have the great Dahi Reagan, of course, the nephew of Ronald Reagan. And it's also true to say that, that famous Offaly minor team of '86, they were all quite fond of a bit of Bush, I believe.
And Elizabeth, you enjoyed your time in the county. And where did you go or visit? Were you impressed?
Oh, I must say, the sights of Ireland are just wonderful. And we have been all over the country, really, and to a number of stud farms. But I guess the highlight was when we went to visit that stud, Paddy Cahill.
Paddy, stud. And yourself, Barack, you toured exclusively around our county,
Yes, it's true to say that I've sampled the hospitality that has been sent to me here in Offaly, and I've travelled to many places, but I really felt completely at home recently when I went to Shinron, and I stopped for a pint of Guinness in the Black Bullock. I felt very, very comfortable. It was a very, very special occasion for me.
Elizabeth, you didn't try the Guinness yourself?
No, not this time.
Here she is, going in there. They all come out to greet her. Okay. Now they present her with a Guinness. Okay. 2 hours later. Look at this. All right,
close early in that case. Well, I'd like to thank you both for being with us. Unfortunately, we've got to break for a commercial. Things have been the way they are in the country. We have to try and make a few pounds somewhere, obviously. So you cost us enough, God knows the two of you. Yeah. So I'd like to thank Queen Elizabeth and Lizzie for coming along. Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Brock.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. So stick with us for the second half, and we have two new scoundrels in Irish politics who won't be costing us as much. Yeah.
Experience more. Aircom, proud sponsor of the GAA Football Championship.
Where the hell do you get insurance around here?
If it's insurance you want, bring Seamus Darby at 1982, choo. Dial Darbs in Toomey Barra, 1982, choo.
We'd be sharing love before the night was through. Something in your eyes was so inviting.
Yeah, so you're welcome back to our programme, our new studios in Ballycumber. I have with me now two of our newest and most aspiring politicians, I suppose you call them. Mr. Ming Flannagan and a yellow belly from Wexford man, Mr. Michael Wallace. You're very welcome. Mick, you have a long association with Offaly and, quite a few people seemingly up here, yeah?
I always have a great time for you up here. I owned all them old red wagons you see outside Tullamore and border, them old strawberries, and I tell you one thing, you was great men for eating those strawberries.
Yeah.
Here's are some men.
Yeah. And Minger, you know, if you want to offer the minute you're doing a bit of campaigning.
I am, I've been taking notes. Look, I'm not at all unhappy with the GAA at the moment. They're wasting so much grass, and they should be put to much better use. I was spending so much time on my campaign, but I've got myself a part-time job since in Dublin, yeah? And I want to spend some more time with my family, yeah.
And you're doing a bit of campaigning for our peatlands as well.
Well, peatlands, yeah, well, obviously I do a lot of work with the bogs, but I can't, when I mention turf cutting especially, when I mention turf cutting, we automatically think about the best, the one and only from Offaly, from Cloughan, Mr. Sod Daly. And with a name like Sod, what expect? What else would he be good at, only Sods?
Yes, that'll be Sod,
Yeah, but look, I know, keeping on the topic with the bogs. Sorry, 1 second. My body. We're just
if Wallace falls out when he was rushed.
Well, keeping on the topic of the bogs, we can't forget our good friend. His name is Hughie Egan, and he's from Doon, and he would be the best turf turner in Ireland. Yeah.
Turning in Doon.
Hughie, yeah.
Yeah, if you're in Martin's of a bad night. Yeah, and you have some great moments in Offaly, haven't we? What's your outcome there? I suppose the weekend is looming on us, Michael. Offaly and
I was talking to Jason Ryan there before he came up this evening, and they're up in Tullamore at the weekend. They're playing them in down football, and I would have fierce knowledge of the football, and Jason asked me for my thoughts, and I said, Jason, what works for us in Italy and with the Wexford youths is 4-4-2 and go up and go for it. With the Offaly boys, you know.
That's 10.
Yeah, 4-4-2. It's quite successful, you know. And I'd say Jason will be running with that one, you know.
Yeah. Minger, you don't know much about the GAA yourself,
Well, now that you say that, actually, I don't. But I tell you, I do remember one specific moment with the GAA, and it is 1981 when Offaly were playing Laois. Do you remember that, Mick?
Yes.
And I'll still never forget listening in the car, and it was our friend Paddy Kerman who was taking a free from 230 yards. 230 and remember, yes, and Michael O'Hare was on the radio, and he was saying the ball was high, high, high. Oh yes, high. Do you remember? Oh, I remembered myself. One of my favourite GAA moments.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't actually know much about. Do you know anything about music or anything? Or?
Well, now that you say music, yes. Well, one of my favourite Offaly songs, sang by the famous Ming Crosby, "The Green Green Grass of Forback."
Lovely song.
Yeah.
Yourself, Mick.
I suppose my old favourite tune would be, I suppose, it would involve an Offaly clergyman, Father Murphy, I suppose, and he's brought into the song Father Murphy from Owsley Cormac. It's in the song Sleeve Them On, you know, and that would be my favourite tune, and it's a kind of an Offaly connection, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't mention that when Lizzie was here.
But I'm lucky enough to get an old job. Myself and Ming are working in the same place there now at the minute, and I love watching these old analysts on the television and listening to them on the radio. And there's two guys in particular that I love listening to. Is Dahi Regan and Dignan. Dahi's use of the word fundamental, I think, is absolutely fabulous. The fundamentals, I have it wrote down here, the fundamentals of hurling. You know, that is something we can bring with us to our new job, you know, fundamental. And when you see, and Mike, for a man of his age with the gel in the hair, you know, it doesn't work for me for obvious reasons, or the
Michael's receding a bit, alright. Going back a bit, alright. He would be old. Yeah. I think we've kind of come to the close of the programme, really.
Good. I'm delighted we have.
Run out of time.
I'm falling asunder now.
Thanks, I'd like to thank Wild Wallace and the Minger here before he falls asleep or goes in fire or something. I won't be with you next week because budgetary restraints. Michael Dignan will be taking over from me. Seemingly he's cheaper, not as big. Yeah, not as big as me, but nearly as thick. So that kind of concludes our programme, and next week we'll be doing some other county. I'm not really going to be yours, I don't care. Just news coming in there that Paddy McCormack and the Queen are coming together. Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah. They're coming together and they'd like to apologise for the atrocities that they both caused in Crow Park over the years. Thanks very much. That's it, and huge thanks to the Minger, Wild Willie Wallace, Baracco, the Moneygall man, and Elizabeth, of course, was with us. Yeah, good night, so, yeah.
Experience more. Aircom, proud sponsor of the GAA Football Championship.
Where the hell do you get insurance around here?
If it's insurance you want, bring Seamus Darby at 1982, 2222222. Guys Dark, Tumi Barra, 1982, 2222222.
We'd be sharing love before the night was through. Something in your eyes was so inviting.